And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the final live stream of 2024. Feels weird saying that out loud, as we are almost in a year that forever I thought felt make-believe. Like, you know how in 2021 or 2022 a movie will get announced and it'll be like, coming in 2025. Right now it's coming in 2027. These years don't feel real. Well, here we are. We're 2 days out, not even actually. We're closer than that to 2025. So this is going to be the final live Q&A of 2024. I don't know how many streams I've done this year, but it's been a fun run. I did the birthday stream. I've done them all throughout, January, February into December. And so I always have fun doing these, and this will be the final one. So let's celebrate the year. Let's also look ahead to 2025. But if you're in here right now live, or if you're on the replay, hit that like button. It helps out quite a bit. It's free. Boom, just do it. And subscribe if you haven't already. But also super chat is a way to go to guarantee I get to your question, comment, concern. It's a massive way to help support the channel. And anything goes a very, very long way. I have a super chat goal set. And since it's the end of 2024, I said, hey, 20 super chats for 2024. So let's do that. Let's see if we can fill it up. That'd be fun. But yeah, I'm going to hang out for however long, answer your questions, have a good time as always. And as per usual, there's going to be a lot of water breaks. You guys know me. Never get sick of that. So yeah, let's begin. Let's do this thing. First off, we've got, this is where the fun begins. Let's see. William says, thoughts on the new Spider-Man show trailer. Yeah, so I watched that trailer on my phone, saw it dropped on Twitter, watched the trailer. Didn't really do much for me, and I don't have any desire to really watch the show. I've never really been sold on Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and this trailer didn't do much for me. I feel like we are almost, what's the word? In a market, we're in a point in time where there's like an oversaturation of Spider-Man content. And I don't need this show. I'm not terribly excited for it. The animation style didn't really work for me. And again, I could need to watch the trailer again. Maybe it was a weird time of day or I wasn't paying full attention. But it just, I was like, another sort of animated Spider-Man. I'm good. I'm good right now. So it didn't really do much for me. Would you like to see Robert Pattinson as the DCU Batman? This comes from Nick. So for the longest time, right, when the Batman came out, I was like very avidly, this needs to be its own thing. This needs to be its own universe. But at the time, the DCEU was the DC universe, right? And so now we're at a new point in time where James Gunn's vision is here, James Gunn's new era. And because of that, I'm kind of on board with Pattinson being the DCU Batman. It makes sense. I mean, this version of Batman and the Penguin show, they're detached from any universe, it feels like. And so to insert them into James Gunn's universe, I think they could do it really seamlessly. It could work. I think it would. We're also at a point where it might confuse audiences a bit too much if they were to release the Batman 2, but then have the Batman, the Brave and the Bold come out within the next year or so. It could just get to a point of being too confusing. That's not what they want to do in this new era. So why not? I feel like this golden opportunity has arose for DC to say, hey, the Batman was a success. We've got Matt Reeves on board. Let's let him handle all the Batman stuff. I'll build Superman. For all being James Gunn. And then you know what? We can fill out the rest of this universe and ultimately Pattinson can be our Batman. I'm okay with that. I'm also okay if they say, hey, you know what? Let's just have a Batman trilogy be its own thing. I'm also okay, and this is weird, I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? If they just want to ride off into the sunset, that's fine too. Loved the Batman, but if you want just one and done it, ride off into the sunset, do what you got to do. So I'm very open-minded to how they handle Batman. I hope Pattinson joins the DCU, but I'm not really expecting that. So I'm kind of up for whatever. Weirdly, I'm up for whatever. Well, I'm glad to be here. Let's have a fun stream. Welcome in, everybody. I kind of just answered this one as well. But, yeah, I think that it's a bummer it gets delayed. I think the movie should be damn near coming out sooner rather than later. I think it is a shame that it continues to get delayed, but it is what it is, I guess. That's kind of where I'm at with it. What can you do? Let's see. If you guys hear a noise outside, it's either a helicopter or a train, one of the two. What's your most anticipated movie of 2025? I can't say. Normally I would tell you, but we're so close to that video dropping. I'm just going to let that video speak for itself. I will say it goes without saying that I'm excited for the MCU slate. That one or more of those movies will always make an appearance. But what will that number one spot be? What if I told you it's not a comic book movie? What would your guess be? Let me know. Let's see. Jay's in the house. JJ saying, what's up, Chris? Ready for that Notre Dame spanking? I am. I'm ready for Georgia's spanking Notre Dame, if anything. I know you're not referring to Kirby Smart getting spanked in the playoffs, right? I know you're not referring to that. Emily says, "Hi. When do you think more info relating to Stranger Things will be released? If we're lucky, New Year's Day. Do I think that'll be the case? Probably not. I'm comfortable. I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna get anything anytime soon. That kind of segues into this super chat. Shout out Leo. When do you think we'll finally get a teaser for season 5? You know, forever I was like, it's got to be on Stranger Things Day, or it's got to be on Geek Week, or it's got to be on Christmas, or now maybe New Year's. Well, I'm at the point where maybe the Super Bowl, but even then, I don't think I expect that. I would say first official footage might drop in some sort of sizzle reel. Netflix usually in like January or February, usually January, will put out like a sizzle reel of their upcoming movies and shows that are dropping, and you'll get like glimpses of footage. I look back, and this was a couple years ago, we got our first look at like Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery or whatever the hell it's called, and it's like a quick shot. I would imagine our first footage from season 5 will drop in some sort of sizzle reel. They had the golden opportunity to do it on Christmas. They had a spot dedicated to their upcoming shows coming out. I think it was Squid Game Wednesday and Stranger Things. And instead of giving us a quick glimpse of footage that they have, they instead chose to just show your recycled footage from past seasons and throw a logo on screen. So that was a bit lazy, in my opinion. That kind of pissed me off, to be honest with you. I was like, what? What are we doing? So that irked me. I would say the next date to highlight would be the Super Bowl. If not, so New Year's Day, the Super Bowl, and then after that, a random Tuesday, a random Monday. I mean, there's, you know, maybe Will Byers' birthday. That's in March. So yeah, slim pickings out here. It's kind of scary, but we'll get something eventually. Just got to be patient. We got a super chat from Cry. Well, thank you. Saying, hi, Chris. Love your content a lot. If you could structure the DCU, how would you? So if I'm looking at the DC universe and I'm tasked with running it, which I'm very much not in the position to do, I don't think any of us are, but in this hypothetical, I would start with Superman, which is what they're doing. I would do a Supergirl movie. I would do Batman movie. I would do a solo, whatever heroes they want to like build this universe around. You do a solo movie first, or a TV show. They're doing Lanterns. They're doing Themyscira Project. I want to say I would do solo movies, and then have like phases culminate with them teaming up. So I would also probably go ahead and do Wonder Woman. I feel like rebooting Wonder Woman would be appropriate. I would recast. I would have Wonder Woman be in the picture. I would also I would probably skip Aquaman this go around, maybe introduce him later. And I'm sure they'll bring Wonder Woman in later. But I would say solo projects for your huge marquee characters. And then kind of what they're doing, you know, have these supporting characters pop in. Hawk Girl, Guy Gardner, things like that, you know. It looks like they're going to do that. So I have faith in the structure, but I also would say, you know, you don't have to have every single movie have another character show up. You know, not everything has to be reliant on the inevitable crossover. They can just exist as their own projects. So I think that's kind of what James Gunn is doing. And so I'm on board with the structure so far. It is crazy that an animated Creature Commando show is like the technical first project, but honestly, I'm here for it. I'm digging Creature Commando so far. I'm fully caught up. I've been watching it every week, and might not be the day it drops, but within a day or two of the episode dropping, I usually get on it. And so I like what we're doing so far with the structure. I have faith, and until proven wrong, I'm going to believe in James Gunn. I am. So far, so good with Creature Commandos. If Superman's a hit, just going to continue to gain that trust with audiences. So I believe we're headed in the right direction. We got another super chat from Movie Fan 2002. Shout out Movie Fan 2002. Chris, if you're wondering, Wicked Part 2 is now called For Good because it's a nod of the penultimate song of the musical of the same name. Yes, I did know that they retitled it from Wicked Part 2 to Wicked for Good. In fact, I filmed 3 videos today before this live stream. So I'm warmed up. I'm already been talking a bunch today. And one of those videos, I may or may not mention Wicked for Good. Could be hinting at a potential top 10 list that drops on New Year's Day. But I also have a behemoth of a video dropping tomorrow, hopefully, and hopefully a video dropping after this stream. So lots of videos coming, all right, as we approach the new year. We're riding the momentum. We're going hard into 2025. But yes, I did know that For Good was a song from Act 2 of Wicked. I'm honest, I've seen Wicked on the stage play. This was 2019, but I don't remember tons about it. I remember certain reveals that are made and some important plot points, but I don't remember how everything actually plays out. And so that'll be fascinating, especially because this second film, For Good, could change a lot about the second act of the play for the better, for good, one could say. So yeah, I did know that was a nod to a song, and I think it's a fitting title for part 2. Josh says, Lobo. Yes, there was big news today that Jason Momoa will be playing this character in the DCU, James Gunn's DCU, and this was hinted at a long time ago. I want to say, was it a comic book interview? Someone interviewed Jason Momoa and kind of hinted at this being a possibility, and here we are a couple of years later, and it's public. It's announced to the public. So I think Jason Momoa is a real charming guy. He unfortunately was in some bad movies, like the Theatrical Justice League, like Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. The first Aquaman's fine, but I feel like this is a character he'll be more passionate about, and he can really commit to be, it doesn't feel like he's going to be tied down to the role. Whereas with Aquaman, at a certain point, it's like, oh, here we go again. He can be, it can be a fresh, exciting new take on a character in the DC world. So I'm glad to see he's back. And honestly, I hope that as this universe progresses, maybe some of the actors who play Guardians of the Galaxy, Sean Gunn, exempt from that, like say, Palm Clementoff, Dave Bautista, maybe they'll want to get into the DC universe, and hopefully Gunn wants to have them in. I would see Chris Pratt. I don't care. Anyone, Saldana, anyone like that. Like I'd be down. So, I'm curious to see where we're headed with that. And Lobo, I believe in Supergirl, right? So, dropping these characters and setting them up in movies and shows, and then maybe having that open the door to them have their headline their own project one day. I kind of like the vision. Water break. Refreshing. We got like 100 people in here right now, so hit the like button if you guys are in here, or if you're on the replay, it helps out quite a bit, and Super Chat is the way to go to guarantee I get your question, comment, or concern. What characters do you think will return in Season 5 of You? I think most characters who had prominent roles will appear in some sort of vision. I would love to see Jenna Ortega's character from Season 2 come back. That would be hype. When can we expect, or what's your biggest sleeper Netflix show? I don't even know. Sleeper. I feel like all the ones I watch are big, popular shows. Sleeper Netflix show. I'd have to really think on that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer to this really. Sleeper Netflix show. There was a point in time where I would say Ozark, but that show became quite popular. Like early on Ozark, I would say. A lot of people weren't talking about it a lot, but then it became huge. Chris, when can we expect your top 10 favorite movies of 2024 list? Today. After this stream, I'm probably going to edit that up. So yeah, it's in the making. I'm going to have to edit some things, but yeah, the video is filmed. I filmed it today, and it should be out today. And hopefully tomorrow, I don't want to like tie myself down or anything, but hopefully tomorrow, 2024 movie tier list should be out. That was a behemoth to film. Oh man. Hello there. Who's your favorite character in Stranger Things? Mine's Joyce and Eddie. I answer this like once a stream. Hopper and Steve. There's like 1A, 1B. What are your thoughts on the Odyssey? I don't know if I've discussed this on the channel, but man, am I hyped for this movie. This is Nolan's next film. It's going to be an adaptation of Homer's The Odyssey, which apparently people hadn't heard of somehow. Anyway, it's look, it's going to be hype. I think this is going to be. I said this to my friend. I have a vision that this movie will be a landmark film in America and just worldwide cinema for years to come. People will look at this film the way they look at Lawrence of Arabia in terms of changing film technology as a whole. I believe new IMAX technology is being invented for this film. Chris Rohn already got real innovative with black and white IMAX film. I watched like the behind the scenes making of Oppenheimer, and he's already changing the game with everything he does, and I think he'll do that here as well. To me, this is going to be a 3-hour plus epic that racks up the Oscar nominations, and it's I think he's just in his bag right now. I really do. Like this, I thought Oppenheimer was going to be his sort of his movie where he goes, "Hey, I'm going to win an Oscar here. This is going to be my, my masterpiece, whatever you want to say." And then he's going to go do another movie like The Prestige or another movie like Interstellar. No, he said, let's go up. Let's tackle one of the foundational pieces of literature in the world. What will he do after that? I don't know. I was here for like Bond. I feel like Bond will be like his retirement gig now. He'll be like, yeah, I'll do a Bond trilogy. Why not? My thoughts on the Odyssey are, Christopher Nolan's going to crush it. I'm very excited to see how he incorporates practical effects into some of those scenes. And the cast, will it get more stacked or not? It's already loaded. Very pumped for this movie. Immediately one of my most anticipated films for the foreseeable future. And I already was excited for whatever Nolan was doing. Like, I didn't know that he, like, we knew there were rumors he was going to do like a helicopter action film. This is about as far from that as you can get. But who better to conquer this than Christopher Nolan? I'm so here for it. So here for it. I'm very, very excited to see what he cooks up. And honestly, the night before I watch this, I'm probably going to watch Troy again. I'm going to do a Troy rewatch. And I've seen people tweet that, but I thought that immediately. I was like, I got to watch Troy. And it could be some just insane double feature, not actually a part of the same universe, but we could headcanon that they are. Troy, the Odyssey double feature. Let's do it. Got a couple more super chats in here. Josh with the super chat saying, have you seen the Daredevil TV show? If not, you need to before Born Again releases on March 4th. I have seen it. It's a great show. I've also seen The Punisher, and I've watched some episodes of Daredevil more than once. I plan to rewatch Daredevil before Born Again. Now, I say plan to because stuff happens. There's so many new shows and movies coming out and things I have to watch or rewatch that I might not get around to it, but I've seen the show and I know the show well. And so it's not like I have to watch it to understand what's going on. Like, I know Daredevil, especially season 3. That's the best season to me. So, excuse me. So, yeah, not worried about that, but I will be rewatching just for fun. And I think I'm going to watch The Punisher again, too. I think it's been a couple years since I've tackled that, and I think it's time. I'm Born Again, not spoiling anything, but it's one of my most anticipated shows of 2025. It's top 5. It might be top 3. Might be even higher than that. Maybe not, maybe. Maybe I'm just teasing now. Who knows? But I will have a video, top 10 most anticipated TV shows of 2025, dropping hopefully on New Year's, the day after New Year's, so January 2nd. But I like to kickstart the year with top 10 anticipated movies, top 10 anticipated shows. And I'm looking at both lineups, and I'm like, the shows I'm more excited for, I think. Like, at least the top half of my show list, I might be more excited for than the top half of my movie list. But full body of work, movies might take the cake over shows. So I don't know. Anyway, Born Again, hyped for it. Why don't we have an official trailer? They've dropped footage at multiple conventions now, and every other day Discussing Film tweets out, new look at Daredevil Born Again, and it's like some still from a magazine. But we don't have a public official trailer to my knowledge yet. Why? Why are we delaying that? It makes no sense to me. Now, for following Disney Plus's marketing, they just dropped a trailer for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which comes out January 29th. So that's about a month out. So we could guess February 4th, we're going to get a Daredevil Born Again trailer. We could guess that. We'll see. That's a month out from release. That's usually what Disney Plus does. So February to late January, I imagine, is when we'll get that Daredevil trailer. Another super chat. We got Hopper the Schnoddle. That's hype, actually. What is your favorite song from the Stranger Things score? So I'll just answer this question twice. I'll say my favorite song used in Stranger Things, and then my favorite track composed by Kyle Dixon and Michael Stein. My favorite song in all of Stranger Things, it's one of the most popular, but it's got to be my answer. I think the way it's used, I would probably have to say the Running Up That Hill remix that's used in the season 4 finale when Hopper's fighting the Demogorgon with the sword, and that whole moment, and they're throwing a Molotov cocktail at that whole sequence and the way the music plays into it, chill-inducing stuff. And in fact, that summer, I would play that on my phone when I would go for like a run or a walk, and I would just start sprinting, like imagining that I'm in that scenario. My favorite track, I really like the first I Love You. Kids is iconic for a reason, but there's one, it's from season 4. It's early on in season 4. I think it's called I Wouldn't Remember Me Either. It's when Eddie and Chrissy are out in the woods. Let me go look at this real quick. Hold on. That's what it is. I Wouldn't Remember Me Either. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I'd say that's some of my favorite music used in Stranger Things. Josh with another super chat saying, or another Josh, sorry. We got multiple Joshes in the chat. Shout out Josh. I know Josh has sent super chats here before. Josh Morse. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Chris. No Stranger Things 5 news on Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year to you. That was a bummer. I was like, I had kind of gaslit myself into believing, oh, we're going to get something. We're going to get something. Just didn't drop anything. They had a spot reserved, during that NFL game, but they just used old footage and dropped the Stranger Things 5 logo that we've seen countless times. So they really kind of said, hey, not today. They teased us. That's what they did. They teased us. Bummer for sure. But thank you for the super chat, man. And Brandon with the super chat saying thoughts on Stranger Things 5 marketing, trailer, etc. Like thoughts on the timeline. I would imagine they'll drop a trailer. Well, first of all, I think it's important we get a release date, at least the time of year. They haven't said summer. They haven't said fall. They haven't said winter. We don't know. That, I think, is the first step. They said coming 2025. Typically, when they drop the episode titles, you go back and look, they'll have a season attached to that date. So when they did the episode titles for season 4, they said coming summer 2022. Well, we don't have that. We just have 2025. Maybe that's because they don't even know yet, and that's kind of my guess. But when they find that out, hopefully they can release maybe in the first quarter of next year, the first 3 months, they can tell us, hey, this is when it's dropping. Summer, fall. One of those two is my expectation. Maybe both, depending on the structure. Are they going to go the volume route or not? Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3? I don't know. But what about the marketing? I think they'll start ramping it up. Technically, they have some out. They dropped the episode titles. That's the first step. The first trailer, like the first teaser, I think they could do a series of teaser trailers, and that could start on New Year's Day. It could start in February, but they'll drop some teasers. Then they'll drop an actual trailer. If I had to guess, like the official trailer, I would imagine that drops about a month to month and a half before it hits Netflix. That's what they typically do. At least season 4. I'm looking at season 4 right now. Season 2, was that July? I damn near want to say they dropped a trailer in July. It was at San Diego Comic-Con, and then it was the Thriller trailer for season 2, and then the season came out in October. So, I mean, what is that? What? Let's see, August, September, October, 3-ish months. So anywhere from 3+ months, roughly, until it hits Netflix. We'll get a trailer. I hope. When will that be? I don't know. And that's something we got to discuss. I'll do it a bunch in videos in 2025 is when will it actually hit Netflix? Hell if I know. I would love to imagine July. That's very optimistic, though. I'm thinking probably fall, if I'm being honest, fall. But I would love to think they could get it out in the summer. You also got to think about what other big Netflix shows drop next year. Squid Game's ending. Wednesday's dropping. Wednesday, they're not going to want to overlap is what I'm saying. They're not going to want to drop Wednesday, Stranger Things, and Squid Game in the same month. If I had to guess, Squid Game will drop in like May. Or maybe they wait a whole year, drop Squid Game next December, whatever, right? Wednesday dropped in November. Wednesday's a November show to me. So you're already, say Squid Game's December, say Wednesday's November. They're not going to stack Stranger Things on top of that. Do they work around Stranger Things, though? I think they do. You got Cobra Kai dropping in February. I'm serious. If they grind the editing, what's to stop them from getting out in the summer? Anything's possible. They're done filming. It doesn't have to be June, say July. That's 7 months out. 7 months of editing. They could do it. They could do it, especially if they were doing it along the way. Hopeful, wishful thinking. But anyway, Josh with another super chat saying, Spider-Man, Batman, or Daredevil, whose reasoning for a no-kill rule is more interesting? For me, it's Daredevil because it's mainly because of his religion. Fascinating question that I've never been asked, to be honest with you. I've always associated the no-kill rule with Batman, and so I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to say Batman of those has the most interesting. It's also the one that I associate no killing with the most, because when BVS came out, there was so much controversy about him actually killing folks. But when I think of it, I do just think Batman. Like if someone were to say, what superhero has a no-kill rule? I'd go Batman. So I would say Batman of those three has the most interesting. It's the most, identifiable to Bat. Like I when I think no kill rule in a superhero is Batman, so my mind just goes to that. So I would say that. But that you make a good point about Daredevil's religion, not wanting to kill. It's a fair point. God, Daredevil's a great show. I'm excited to watch it. I will probably have to watch it again. Gavin says, what do you think is Nolan's best directed scene? Thank you for the super chat, Gavin. I could go a lot of routes with this question. Water break. I would say a contender for me is an Oppenheimer when the moment in the gymnasium, right? When he's giving his speech after they drop the first bomb, and it's just so well directed. The scene there, because he's basically having like this internal panic attack, honestly. And when Oppenheimer like steps up into the corpse like that, and then seeing the audience just get like incinerated, that is one of the best directed scenes for sure. But I also want to do like another like an action sequence, like a fun one, right? That's like my serious dramatic pick. That's probably my pick, right? But it's hard not to say, like in terms of the technical achievement, the opening of The Dark Knight Rises. I could also say The Dark Knight, very obvious pick, but the opening of The Dark Knight Rises, because a lot of times that movie is slept on. A lot of people dismiss that as one of his worst movies. I love it. I don't care. But the opening of The Dark Knight Rises, just from like a technical standpoint, so impressive. First of all, shot in IMAX, gorgeous. You've got a plane, and it's going completely vertical. You've got actors in a plane. It's just the crafting of that scene. I mean, that's a lot of freaking work. The storyboarding, the setup, the rehearsal, the opening of The Dark Knight Rises is really well directed, in my opinion. That's like my fun pick, I'd say. That, I mean, truly impressive stuff. You watch the behind the scenes on it as well. Impressive. And that's what I mean when Nolan's always changed the game. You look at something like Tenet, the highway scene, the physics of it all, just the logistics of these scenes, they're so elaborate and huge in scale. It's impressive that he's able to pull this off. His brain needs to be studied one day. Truly does. Let's do a speed round. What do you guys say to that? I've been a subscriber for over a year. I salute you. Great water. The Craving has made an appearance. Who's more evil, Gus Fring or Lalo Salamanca? I will say, I don't know. Flip a coin. Flip a coin. That's my answer. I'm so excited for Wicked for Good. Me too. Ryland's in the house. Shout out, Ryland. Hope all's well with you too. My question for tonight is, if you could own anything and make it real from the Star Wars universe, what would it be? So the easy pick here would be a lightsaber, right? But I'm not going to go that route. I could, but I want to switch things up and go a bit of a different route here. I would obviously say a lightsaber, full disclosure, right? Whatever. But anyway, I would say anything. It could be a ship. It could be a gadget, a gizmo. I think it would be sick. It would be sick to have Din Djarin's armor. The Beskar plated armor would be sick. Now, is that really practical? No. I think that there is an obvious answer here, and it's a lightsaber. But to own that or the dark saber would be awesome. Also, how great would it be to just be able to like have the Millennium Falcon parked outside your house? That would be sick too. No, in all honesty, the answer here would be, could I just own the Force? That would be my answer. Could I have, Force capabilities? That would be my answer. But, those are all boring and basic, but for a reason, they're popular things for a reason. They're just cool. We got a super chat from Josh. Do you think we'll see multiple Demogorgons in Stranger Things 5 and also new creatures from D&D? Also, I think Squid Game 2 had better games. To answer the first part of this question, yes, I think we'll see multiple Demogorgons. I believe, and I'm just going to ride with this until we see it. Based on what we've seen in behind-the-scenes teaser, based on what we've seen of Hopper, I think Hopper is, like, there are going to be Demogorgons on the loose in Hawkins, and I think he's going to be the Demogorgon hunter, the main one. So there's multiple Demogorgons right there. I do think we'll get some sort of new D&D creature. They seemingly do that every year, every season, that is, like in some way, shape, or form. And so we could see some sort of demo variant. We had Demo Dogs, Demogorgon, Demo Bat. We had Vecna. We had, the Mind Flayer. We'll get something. We could get, people say the Thessal Hydra. That would be a swing. Could they land it? We'll see. Well, I definitely think they'll do a new D&D related creature for the season. All right, even if it's just a tease and we don't see much, it could be like a vision. Oh, I had a vision of this, but it's not like a real thing. But something. So they'll have something new cooked up for us, I would say. And then the last part of this is, I think Squid Game 2 had better games. So they both share one game, red light, green light. That cancels out. the cookie game, the glass panels, tug of war, and marbles, right? Those were some of the ones from season 1. This season we had the one where they had to run into the doors based on the number that was called out. The best game to me was the one where they're all like locked in arms and they have to jump around to complete the games. That was elaborate. I liked that one a lot. Shoot, those it's so tough. It's so tough because you think the first time you watch it, like the glass panel one, it's crazy. But you're right. There are more elaborate games in this season. I will say that much. The first season, I mean, tug of war, it's pretty cut and dry. Don't fall through a glass panel, pretty cut and dry. Here, it's like it's more in depth. You have to be more on your toes. Problem solving, more versatile. I would say I don't know which one outright has better games, but that's a good question. It's tough. You might be right though. Season 2 might have better games. Blake says, "Hope you have a good New Year." Same to you. Happy New Year, Blake. Sorry about your Vols taking the L. Hopefully, for your sake, they have a better season next year. But no, Happy New Year, man. Lots to look forward to in 2025. It's gonna be a fantastic year. I'm excited. Really looking forward to it. Let's see. I'm here. Nosferatu didn't get me. Oh, that's great. Nosferatu. Keep Watch Burn, Man of Steel, BVS, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I will burn. That's tough, actually. You know what? I'm full sending on this. I'm burning Zack Snyder's Justice League because half that movie sets up things that will never be seen. I will watch Man of Steel. I will watch BVS. I will keep Man of Steel. But honestly, I don't know if I'll watch any of those movies again. Is that a crazy thing to say? I don't know. I don't want to make like that definitive of a statement, but I don't know. No idea. Did you see the new film Joseph Quinn is going to star? I think it's called Warfare. I did, yeah. I saw the trailer for this. I'm intrigued. Very intrigued. I think Alex Garland's directing. Yeah, I'm interested. Leo says, what are some of your favorite moments as a content creator for this year only? Let me take a water break before I answer. Good water. I think for me, by far, I would say the coolest thing and my favorite moment as a content creator was going to the Upside Down Con and being able to host a panel with cast members from Stranger Things. That's something I never thought that would happen when I started the channel. And this year, that was something that I had been working on behind the scenes for a while, and finally being able to do it was really awesome. That panel was probably the highlight, but also getting to meet a lot of you guys. Like a lot of you guys in the chat I met, I believe. I met you, Leo, like it's cool. I sit here right now. There's 113 people in the stream. It's just a number right here on my screen. But to go and be in front of 114 people in a room and talk in front of 114 people, it's a completely different ball game. And so it was really awesome to just be able to connect with a lot of people, and of all sorts of backgrounds, all ages, saying that they watch my videos for Stranger Things, but also movie reviews and in general. And it's just really cool to put a face to a name, because I see names in the chat or in the comment section, but there's not like a picture or anything. It's just like, user commented blank, blank, blank. And so, but actually being able to see someone and have that human engagement with someone adds a whole nother level to it. And it was really sweet to be able to meet so many people. That happened at the Upside Down Con. That also happened at MegaCon. I would say both those conventions were highlights for me, but also this was the first year I was invited to a premiere on my own merit, not as a guest or anything like that. And that was Cobra Kai season 6. So that was incredible, going out to California, going to that. So really this year was filled with, and it all feels like a blur to me. Like truly this year flew by faster than any year of my life. And I imagine 2025 will go by even faster, but that moment, like all these cool things happened and it was awesome, but it doesn't really feel like it happened this year. Like time has moved so strangely for me. And like, I feel like I've gone through 5 different lives in this one year, just because I moved, like so many personal things were changing behind the scenes as well. It was a crazy year, but yeah, as a content creator, the conventions were really, really awesome. Just getting to meet people that watch my channel was awesome. That was probably the highlight for me. Blake says, I knew you were going to bring up the Vols. I had to. Ever since you mentioned it, I'm not gonna live that down. Trust me. But no, thank you for the super chat again. Oh man, the dogs. I'm ready for some Georgia football, dude. I'm ready. 2 days, 2 nights from today. Let's see. I was somewhere in the chat. Let's do a real speed round. Here we go. Hi, Chris. Where did you get the Stranger Things painting in the background? Love your content. Good job. Well, thank you, Zoe. These are from Adam's Art Box. You can look him up on Instagram. He's an awesome dude. He's got a shop. These are also from Adam's Art Box. He sells these prints at conventions, online. Highly recommend Adam's Art Box on Instagram, and you can probably just Google it as well. But he has a link to his shop, Adam's Art Box. Go check him out. And tell him I sent you. I don't know if you can do that, but tell him, Film Stock, Chris sent me over to your shop. DM him. Let him know. He's a cool dude. We've chatted a bunch. I've met him at different cons. I have a lot of his artwork, not just in the background, but in general. Let's see. Have you seen Nosferatu? Funny you mention it. I was talking to my buddy on the phone about that yesterday. Don't really have a desire to. I'm not a Robert Eggers guy, and I made that decision after watching The Lighthouse. I was like, this is so far from my cup of tea. I can't imagine that anything this guy directs is probably my thing. So I'm not completely dismissing the fact that I'll ever watch it, but to see it in theaters, that's a tough ask for me. I've avoided The Witch. I've avoided The Northman. I've avoided this because Robert Eggers directed them. Nothing against him personally. His style of filmmaking, just not my jam. All right. And so I based on what I gather, what I've heard about Nosferatu, it probably wouldn't be my thing. So I've avoided it for that reason. At a certain point in life, you kind of realize what your taste is, what you vibe with, what you don't vibe with. Robert Eggers' films, probably not my thing, and that's okay. There are a lot of people's thing. I know a lot of people love Nosferatu. Very cool. I'm just very hesitant to go watch it. Okay. Let's see. I would say I'd give the edge to Sonic 3, but I really wasn't crazy about either of them. Chris, how high of a chance do you think Revenge of the Sith will be released for its 20th anniversary? I'd say 100% chance it gets re-released. Phantom Menace got re-released. Return of the Jedi got re-released. New Hope or Empire got re-released. I would say, yeah, I'd put money on it that Revenge of the Sith gets a theatrical release, and I'll be there. My goal is to see every Star Wars movie in theaters, and that would be another one. I was 5 when that movie came out, so I was a little too young to go, unfortunately. But I remember seeing the trailer before I saw this movie called Robots, and I was hyped. I was still hyped. I was able to watch it when it came out on DVD. I just couldn't see it in theaters because I was too young. Let's see. Are you excited for the Harry Potter series? Not remotely. I think that's a disaster waiting to happen. I would be shocked if that show was able to cover every book. Like, I think it'll make it a season or 2 tops and then probably get canned. Guys, if you play End of Beginning at 11, 59, 24, he will say, remember 24 and 25. That's pretty sick, honestly. That's pretty sick. I like that. As a Notre Dame hater, I have Georgia winning by 50. If Georgia wins by 50, I don't know what I would do. That's not even in that. I don't think that's possible. And I'm the biggest Georgia homer around. That no one is winning that in a playoff game by 50. Oh, wait. Georgia won 65-7 in a national championship a few years ago. I'm kidding. They're not going to beat Notre Dame by 50, but I think they're going to beat Notre Dame by, let's get honest here with 105 people in here. Hit the like button, by the way. Helps out a lot. I think Georgia's going to win the game. I haven't even given my score prediction to my friends yet. Let's do it right now. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Here's my prediction. Putting myself on the spot. Self-inflicted pressure. Here we go. My prediction for the Sugar Bowl. Georgia wins the football game with a final score of 31 to... This is the moment of truth. 31 to 17. Georgia wins. All right. Anyway, we'll see how accurate that is. Hey, Chris, have you watched Juror number 2 yet? It's very good. I have heard great things. I have not watched it. I got to a certain point in the year where I was like, there's not enough time. Legitimately, there's not enough time. I did the math for me to watch every movie I want to watch. By the end of the year, or more so by the time I can film this video for my top 10 movies. So I kind of just said, hey, what I haven't seen, I'll watch eventually. I'm not going to rush it to get it done, but that's that. That's life. And that's one of those movies that was on that potential list. So I haven't seen it, heard really good things though. OSU versus Oregon. Who you got? Oregon won round one, 32-31, and Will Howard foolishly kind of just ran and slid and time expired. I don't know if Oregon wins that game twice. It's tough. There's obviously a recency bias factored in because of the performance from Ohio State versus Tennessee where they were balling. I mean, if that offense looked unstoppable, but Tennessee, they're a bunch of schmucks. Like, this is not news. Sorry, Blake. I think Tennessee is a clown show, and I've always felt that way. Sorry, not sorry. I think they're fraudulent every year, but I don't know. It's a good win. I'm not taking anything away from that at all. Trust me. It was freezing cold up there. They balled. They had a lot to prove. If they play like that, they will. They could definitely beat Oregon, but something about Lanning and the fire they have, it's really tough. I think it's going to be a one-possession game. It's so tempting to want to say Ohio State, but I kind of lean Ohio State, but I'm doing the thing I did on multiple choice tests growing up. I lean Ohio State, but Oregon's going to win. So whatever I say, it's like, I think Ohio State. I'll pick Ohio State, but Oregon's going to win. There you go. Let's see. Do I think Snow White will be a hit or a flop? I think that, unfortunately, it will probably underperform at the box office just because there's already so much negative discourse about the film online. It's kind of doomed before it releases. I think it's probably set up. Excuse me, it's probably set up to fail already. So I imagine it will underperform pretty greatly. I am rooting for it, though. I'll see it. I hope I like the movie. But if I don't like it, I'll tell you. And if I love it, I'll tell you. But just judging off box office, I don't expect much from it, to be honest with you. Keep Watch Burn TV show villains: Vecna, Gus Fring, and Terry Silver. Okay, I'm kind of pinned here. That's a really tough one. I've never been asked this question. So of the Keep Watch Burns, this is real innovative. So good job. I would say I hate to do this, but Terry Silver of the three has to go. And that sucks to say, but Terry Silver's got to go. And that sucks. I hate saying that, That's why I don't like Keep Watch Burn sometimes. Between Gus and Vecna, one villain show has been completed, and we saw them in Better Call Saul. One villain, the story's not finished for him yet, so I feel like I gotta watch that. I gotta watch Vecna play out, see how his character comes to a close, and I'll keep Gus Fring because I know they stuck the landing with him. So that's my answer to that one so far. All right. Sorry, I'm really behind in the chat, by the way. There's no way I can ever get to all these, and so super chat's the way to go to guarantee I get to your question, comment, or concern. I try my best to get to all these, but I like to yap, and so it's already been 43 minutes somehow. But I try my best to get to as many as I can. Sully in the house. Maybe not anymore. I know that was a while ago. Have you booted up Indiana Jones and the Great Circuit? I'm still absolutely loving it. I haven't yet. And the reason being is because of I don't have an Xbox, so I would have to get it for my PC. And I don't really have my PC hooked up right now. I still have it. It's just not hooked up. And so it's kind of a complicated mess. I think they're releasing the game on PlayStation next year. I'm kind of tempted to just wait it out. I don't know if it's going to be an inferior version of the game or not. I'd have to do my personal research. But based on what you've said, based on what I've seen, I'm very intrigued to play it. It's just I got to wait for the right time. That's kind of how I am with video games. It could be a year from now. I just got to wait for the right time for myself to devote that time to a video game. Heard nothing but great things. Heard it's on par with the films, which excites me greatly. I just need to get on it. So, hot take: Squid Game season 2, episode 7 is one of the greatest episodes in TV history. That is a hot take, I'd say. I really dug it. I thought that they ended it well. It set up season 2. I will say this. I reviewed Squid Game. Check out my review if you haven't. The season has grown on me more and more. Initially, I was kind of mixed on how they ended it. The season's grown on me more and more. I will say that. So I think season 3 could be great. But I went from being someone who was in the camp of like, don't need another Squid Game season to like really actually enjoying season 2 and thinking they could do something special with that third season. So season 2, episode 7 had some really great moments though. It did. It had some moments for sure. We got another super chat. Gibson H Review says, what 2024 movie surprised you the most? I would probably have to say Let me take a look at my letterbox to give you a better look at that. Going to my letterbox real quick, I would probably say surprised me the most. Honestly, I would say Challengers. And what I mean by that is I went in, I was like, I have no clue what to expect here. And it ended up being something entirely different for the better. And it just blew me away. Like Challengers and Wicked, because I wasn't like a crazy big fan of the musical before, and I ended up loving it. So both those movies, like I was not fully sold on. And then I went in and they surprised the hell out of me for the better, for good, one could say. So I'd say those two movies surprised me greatly, and they're two of my favorites of the year as well. Favorite villain from any movie? I'd say Hans Gruber from Die Hard's up there, guys. He's up there. Shoot the glass. Top 5 2024 TV series go. Tough call, honestly. Tough call. I'm watching Fallout right now. I picked back up Fallout, for those who were wondering. I had started Fallout in the spring. I was doing a commentary series on Patreon that I fell off with. I just stopped watching Fallout. Other things got in the way. I picked back up with Fallout on my personal time. I have 2 or 3 episodes left that I'll be watching today and tomorrow. Loving it. Loving it. It might be my favorite show of the year. It might be my favorite show of the year over Cobra Kai even. Like, it's a fantastic show. So we'll see if it sticks the landing, but I'm really liking what I'm getting so far from it. To answer the top 5, though, I may do a ranking, but it would not be this year. Like we have 1 day left, and I've filmed 3 or 4 videos today. I got 1 more to film tomorrow, and shorts to film and edit. And so if I do it, I might do a 2024 TV tier list, but I'm not guaranteeing that. I also didn't watch as much TV as I would like to have this year. Plus, what I did watch was pretty damn disappointing. A lot of it, even if I thought it was solid, The Bear season 3 was a step down. House of the Dragon season 2 kind of, fumbled at the end there. Some of the MCU, I finished Agatha the other day. I thought it was solid enough, but nothing really blew me away. Fallout's, unless I'm forgetting something on my list, I really dug Cobra Kai, obviously, but Fallout is the best made show of the year, I'd say, so far for me. Favorite movie of the decade so far? Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer or Top Gun Maverick, I'd say. One of those two. Oh, shoot. See, I didn't even realize this, dude. There you go. This was a while ago. Fallout, I'm almost done with. The Penguin, I will not get to this year, but I will watch it early next year, hopefully. I'm going to be on it with my TV. That's my plan. I'm going to watch a shit ton of TV next year. Sorry for the language, by the way. But that's my hope, That's my hope. Speaking of the devil, Leo with the super chat. So happy to hear you're watching Fallout. The Ghoul is freaking dope. Just wait till the last couple eps. One of my favorite. Yeah. Oh, I'm really invested, and I think I'm on ep 6. So I'll watch ep 6, 7, and 8, and I think they're like an hour a piece. So I got 3 hours left, and I rewatched the 3 episodes I had watched in the spring, and then I watched 3 episodes yesterday, 4 or 5, or maybe I watched 2. I don't know what ep I'm on. Let me look actually. I think I watched 2. So yeah. I think I have 3 left. I have 3 episodes left. 6, 7, and 8. I'm hyped. I'm really digging it. It's a fantastic show. And the Ghoul, my God, Walton Goggins plays it so well. He's badass. Yeah, this show's awesome. I'm really loving it, and it's like it's probably clear front runner for show of the year for me. Now I haven't seen The Penguin, but I'm sure that could have made an argument as well. Let's do it. We're doing a true speed round here, guys. I mean that. Like 10-second tops answers starting right now. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Microphone. Hold on. That should be better. Can you guys hear me now? Am I frozen? I'm frozen. Cool. My mic unplugged. Let me test something real quick. Audio, Yeti. Hello. We good? Let me check the chat real quick. Apologies. I don't know what just happened. I think I unplugged my mic. I'm so behind in the chat right now, too. All right. You guys can hear me? Thank you. Apologies. Last stream, death stream, by the way. Let's keep going. The show goes on. It's been almost an hour, but I'm having a damn fun time, and I don't think I'll be doing a live stream for, I'd say like a week or so, or at least, a while. Not like immediately. So I could do one next week for all I know. But anyway, let's keep it going. I'm having fun. We're doing a true speed round. Let me find my spot in the chat. We're doing a true speed round just to play a little bit of catch up here. Again, super chat in your question, comment, concern. If you're dying for me to answer it, we're close to the super chat goal. 5 super chats to go to reach that goal. But I'm gonna do a little genuine speed round. Here we go. You guys ready? This is gonna be an actual old fashioned thing. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Thoughts on Squid Game Season 2. Stepped down from the first. Overall enjoyed it, and it was more setup than anything, but I'm excited for the new season that hopefully drops next year. What's your favorite Leonardo DiCaprio movie? Off the top of my head, I'm going Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I'd argue The Wolf of Wall Street, Some Days The Departed, and I got to watch a lot more. PTA's new movie with him. I'm hyped for it. Have you seen or read the Harry Potter series? I've seen every movie, haven't read all the books. Am I a fake fan for that? You let me know in the comments down below. What do I think about Wicked? One of my top 3 favorite movies of the year. Favorite Arnold movie? Off the top of my head, I will go with Predator, which I'm going to watch all those next year because I need to catch up. Water break. Cheers. Hannah's in the house. Can't wait for Nolan's next film. Me too. Most anticipated, maybe ever. No, I'm just kidding. Not ever. Not ever. But it is my most anticipated for the next couple of years. Anything Nolan does, I'm there. I am there. My day's going well. I'm in the middle of a speed round right now. We got Mike Johnson. Shout out Mike. Everyone go subscribe to his channel. Draven, what's good? How you doing? Favorite Spider-Man of the live action? Frankly, I'd say Andrew Garfield. But the favorite movies would be Tobey's. And Tom's kind of a nice blend of both. Jack Kennedy in the house. Shout out, Jack. Hope you also had a Merry Christmas. Where do I think they go with Season 3? I think we're in the Mockingjay Part 2 era where we're in full-on uprising. Don't want to say too much for those who haven't seen. Anarchy is coming in this final season, and I think that the games will play a bigger role than ever. It just doesn't seem like that on the surface right now. Did you see the big news today? Charlie Cox's Daredevil being Avengers Doomsday. I saw that. I didn't see like a concrete source, so I don't fully buy it, but I'm here for Charlie Cox's Daredevil to be in everything. He's awesome. He's perfect casting. You could argue he's a top 10 best comic book movie or show casting of all time. I'm here for it. Thoughts on Gladiator 2? Doesn't hold a candle to the original, but has its moments to shine. What's your most disappointing film of the year? Maybe Gladiator 2. What's your favorite film of the year? Video dropping today. You got to stay tuned to find out. And we'll end this speed round right now with this right here saying, let's see. We got to find one. Oh, hold on. That might be the end of the speed round. That was a good speed round. We got through some questions there. Water break. For those who joined in the middle of that, you're like, what the hell is he doing? You'll have to go back and realize. Felt good. We got through some questions there, all right? Okay. Am I going to watch Happy Gilmore 2? I will be watching Happy Gilmore 2. Am I excited for it? Sort of. I think it's a risky game to play. I don't know if you can top or match that first movie. It's just one of those like comedy classics you don't want to touch. It's kind of how I feel about that, honestly. Well, thank you for supporting the channel this year. It means a lot. Favorite Creature Commandos episode so far is going to be the one with G.I. Robot. What's that one called? G.I. Robot is my favorite character in the show. Cheers to the Tin Man is my favorite episode so far. The highest rated on IMDb is Chasing Squirrels, which is episode 4. But Cheers to the Tin Man is my favorite. God, I love that ep. What an ep. That show's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it on a week-to-week basis. Dylan Miller says, yo, my guy. Welcome in, Diller. Welcome in, Dylan. Glad to see you here. Thank you for the super chat. How am I feeling about Karate Kid Legends? I'm not feeling good. Until I'm proven wrong, frankly, I will be kind of against this movie existing. So, I mean, I'm going to go in open-minded, but I'm really not looking forward to it. I feel like it's probably going to piss me off, honestly, the way they're going to treat the Karate Kid universe and Cobra Kai. And I just don't want them to ruin the legacy of any characters or how they end Cobra Kai. Frustrating stuff. Video should drop tomorrow. I'm doing a 2024 ranking video. It's already filmed of all the movies I watched in 2024. When am I going to conclude my Disney journey? Damn good question. Damn good question. I don't even know the answer to that, unfortunately. One day, but not today. Let's see. Hello there. Luke Skywalker's blue milk drink. Yeah, that'd be fun. Skeleton Crew is good. Yes or no, in your opinion? I have seen 4 episodes. I didn't watch the one that dropped on Christmas Eve, and there's one that drops tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. So I'll have to do a double feature of those to be caught up. But I'll catch up before the episode that drops the first week of January. It's solid. It's solid. It's not blowing me away. It's not bad. It's just entertaining. And you know what? That's kind of what we need right now for Star Wars, is just a kind of play it safe, fun show, which I know is like the bare bones thing you should have for a TV show, but it's not too controversial in terms of switching up like a lore or anything like that, and it's just enjoyable. It's harmless fun, and it's not offensively bad like The Acolyte. All right, let's see. Hey, Chris, have you heard any rumblings about a 2025 Stranger Things con? I don't think that Epic will be doing one next year. They've already announced their 2025 lineup, and I think 2026. So I don't think they're going to do one. But I don't know. I think there was one in Germany, maybe potentially, but I haven't. I don't know of like a Stranger Things con that's happening anytime soon. But I will be always on the lookout for new conventions, just because I love going to them. There's some Stranger Things folks going to MegaCon in February. Joseph Quinn. You've got Millie Bobby Brown and I believe Jamie Campbell Bower all going down to Orlando MegaCon in February. I'm not going to MegaCon this year. I know that I had gone the past 2 years. I had said I was going to go, but I'm just not going. I will likely go to Atlanta Comic-Con in July, but I don't think I'm going to MegaCon this year. It's just it falls on Super Bowl weekend, and like the week after Cobra Kai drops, and what's called Captain America Brave New World comes out. And so it's like a real hectic time, in terms of like my calendar. So I'm not going to MegaCon this year, the upcoming year. I would have loved to, but also a lot of my fellow creator friends are not going either. So that kind of helped make the decision for me. I was on the fence about it. And then a bunch of people were like, I'm not going. And so I was like, oh, I'm just not going to go then. There's no point. So yeah. And then, I've already met a lot of the guests that I would want to meet anyway. So yeah, there wasn't really, it didn't, this year I'm taking off MegaCon this year. So I did see David Fincher's doing a spinoff. Kind of hyped for it, weirdly enough. Normally I wouldn't be here for like a remake of a show that's already its own fresh concept, but Fincher's take on it, I'd kind of be here for. Let's see. Let's see. Looking through the chat here. What did I think of Carry On? Surprised me for sure. It's definitely inspired by the Die Hard franchise, like the first 2 movies in particular. Not a movie I see myself watching every year, but fun enough. And really, I think it's crushing it on Netflix. It's like one of their top 10 biggest movies ever, right? Perfect timing, It came out at the right time, right around Christmas, and they marketed it well, and word of mouth spread for it. So Gavin with a super chat saying, would you rather see a Fincher DiCaprio movie or a Nolan and Day-Lewis movie? Ooh, you know what? I think I prefer Nolan over Fincher, but I would be more interested to see Fincher and DiCaprio, and I would love for Fincher to return to his roots of like a dark thriller. Not something like Mank, not something like The Killer, something like damn near 7, with DiCaprio playing this, veteran detective, and maybe a young up and coming actor is like his comes under his wing. I'm trying to think of an actor, like I don't know. Whoa, hold on. Hear me out. DiCaprio Chalamet, Fincher directed, dark thriller, comparable to something like 7, but it's a wholly unique story, and I would be here for that. And there could be some crazy twist at the end too, like, oh my god, not like a what's in the box moment, but more like something. I'm not a director or a writer, so someone can think of that, but that would be hype. Think about it. That would be hype. Leo says, will you post a fall? So my answer to the question is David Fincher and Leonardo DiCaprio. As much as I love Leo, I've never been like a diehard Daniel Day-Lewis guy. If you said, Nolan and insert another big actor here that he hasn't done, I might say Nolan, but Fincher and DiCaprio is more appealing to me because it would be their first time working together, right? So I would rather see that. Day-Lewis and Nolan, I don't know what, unless it's like an Oppenheimer-esque movie where it's sort of a biopic. That's a role I see Day-Lewis fitting in for him. But even then, I just think I'd get more out of a Fincher DiCaprio pairing personally. But Leo says, will you post Fallout review on YouTube? Thank you for the super chat again, by the way. I don't think I will, just because it's a little late. I mean, the show came out in April, but I'm not opposed to doing like a recap review on Patreon probably, because I started the show on Patreon, so it'd feel fitting to kind of end my thoughts there. But I'm really like truly like I'm loving the show. I'm falling in love with it. I know I like a show a lot when I'm looking forward to like relaxing for the night and just watching those eps. And Fallout is I think they're doing season 2, right? No clue how this season ends. Incredibly hyped. It's really good, guys. You got to watch it. I know a lot of you guys already have, but damn, do I love a show that can handle multiple character groupings over like the world of a show. So I think Game of Thrones, like the early, like seasons 1 through 6 of Game of Thrones, masterfully did this, where you'll follow, the Hound and Arya and for 10-20 minutes of an episode, but at the same time you've got Robb Stark doing his thing, and then on the other side you've got Tyrion, and then you got Brienne and Jaime, all these different character groupings, and eventually they're going to intersect, but they're building up their own part of this world, their own little story. That's what I feel with Fallout. You've got the ghoul, you've got the stuff going on in Vault 33, which is really becoming one of the most fascinating plot lines, and at the same time you've got Maximus with Knight Titus. You've got freaking Lucy out in the real world, post Fallout, like she's discovering vault life is basically just the most sheltered life there is, literally, but also, she's living this life that's just fake, essentially, and she's seeing what the real world's like out there. Hold on. Yeah, so I would say I'm really loving the show. I am. I'd probably review it on Patreon. Sorry, I had to check something on my phone there real quick. We're over an hour in. Water break. Over an hour in the stream. And I'm having a damn fun time. We got 113 folks in here. Hit the like button, guys. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. The show goes on. We're close to reaching that super chat goal, which is awesome. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Where was I in the chat? This is a good one. This is a good one. Where was it? Did I lose it? Hold on. I might just have to read it aloud. I gotta find it. Give me like 5 seconds. Here we go. Are you planning to watch Severance season 2? I actually think I am. I have Apple TV Plus again right now. I didn't have it for a minute, but I have it back. I think I'm going to watch Severance season 1 to prep for Severance season 2. I know there was a long gap between, but this is a really popular show that was talked about a bunch. And with the new season coming out, I kind of want to catch up. So I think I will hope to watch Severance season 2. I want to watch a lot of Apple TV. I want to watch Silo. I want to watch Severance. I want to watch Slow Horses. I'm trying to watch a lot more TV in 2025. See, I've been recommended Dexter a bunch. My buddy Starcourt, lots of other people. My buddy Andy, he's recommended Dexter, so I got to get on that. It's just on the show watch list. So is Peaky Blinders. So is Succession. Like there are so many popular shows out there. Shows are more of a commitment than movies. I'm about to sneeze. That's why it could be right now. Hold on. Oof, I don't want to sneeze, but I feel it brewing, unfortunately. My eyes are watering. My allergies are acting up right now. Whew, I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Am I? Weird. I look like I'm about to cry right now. I was just about to sneeze. It was weird. And I think it still is brewing. Leo says, Severance is phenomenal. You will love it. Well, thank you, man. And thank you again for the super chat. And no, I've heard all of it. And so that's why I'm kind of like hopeful for it. It's on the TV watch list. I've got a bunch of stuff over there right now. Again, a lot of those Apple TV Plus shows, but I've heard all of it. And so I'm kind of like, bring it on. I'm ready. I've never watched Suits. Where do I get the painting? Oh, where do I get the boys art? Batman KM on Instagram. Kirk Manley is the artist's name. He sells prints on his shop, also at conventions. Kirk Manley. You can look him up on Instagram. Let's see. Am I excited for Mickey 17? Sort of. It seems real out there. It is Bong Joon-ho, though, who just is, coming off that Oscar back in 2019. So hard to say. Trailer was bizarre, I'm not going to lie. But Bong Joon-ho kind of, after the success of Parasite, he can kind of do whatever he wants. This is his follow-up post-Oscar. We'll see. We'll see. Do I think Byler is Endgame? I don't. I think Malevolent or nothing is Endgame for Mike. Let's see. Let's see. Looking through the chat here. Well, thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Thank you. Love the Steve Season 2 profile pic, by the way. Classic stuff. Zach says, you excited for The Last of Us Season 2? Hell yeah, I am. That's a top 5 most anticipated show of next year. Next year is going to be incredible for media, for movies and shows, and I'm really looking forward to The Last of Us. I'll probably rewatch Season 1 beforehand. Damn near want to play the game again, all right? Do I think Alien is an overrated movie? I do not. I love Alien. I think Alien is a 5 out of 5. Really well done film. A lot of questions about Severance. I'm planning to watch it before Season 2. What are your top 5 Netflix shows? I've been asked this one a million times, and so I'm just going to say in no order. Stranger Things, Cobra Kai, probably Squid Game, Ozark, and Outer Banks. I might have forgot something there, and I'm really, if I did, I apologize. I just answered that really quickly. Are you going to watch all the Best Picture nominees? Potentially. I've done this in the past or tried to. I definitely want to watch Anora. That's like one movie that I'm mad that I didn't watch before this year's end, but that's on me. Anora was like number 1 on my watch list. I want to watch A Complete Unknown. I want to watch The Wild Robot. I would love to watch your number 2, but I don't know if I'll watch The Brutalist before the Oscars. I don't know if I'll watch Amelia Perez. There are some movies I just don't know if I want to, carve out time for, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to watch at least some of them. I've seen some of the movies already that will be nominated, but I want to watch more, I want to watch some more. We've reached the goal of Super Chats, 20 Super Chats. What's your most anticipated movie of 25 and 26? So 2026, it's up for grabs right now. I mean, I would say probably the Odyssey, because Nolan, new movie, the Batman just got pushed to 2027. I'd say the Odyssey for Christopher Nolan for 2026. And 2025, I'm not going to say, because I've filmed a video that's coming out and I don't want to spoil it. But it is a non-superhero film, but it could be a franchise film. That's all I'll say. We have a cameo. Ladies and gentlemen. Come here, buddy. This is my baby boy, Indy. Hey, Bubba. Love you. He wanted to say hi to everybody. Purr. See yourself? He's so cute. Thank you for coming to say hi, Bubba. Love you, man. He's the cutest kitty ever. I love him. This is my little man. You can take him now. Thank you for the cameo. Good boy, Bubba. That was my cat. Making his last cameo of the year until next year. Sweet Indy. I love that guy. But my most anticipated movie of 25, I'm not saying 26 is the Odyssey, 2027, the Batman Part 2, 2028. Do we even have any movies announced for that? Maybe one of those damn Avatar sequels. No, that's actually 2031. My bad. I had to throw some shade. I'm sorry. I can't control myself. Gavin says, are you a fan of The Last of Us 2? Very underrated game, IMO. The Last of Us 2, yes, I would say I was a fan of it. I wasn't crazy about a certain decision that's made, in the first, I don't know. I was about to talk about it like it's the movie. I don't know how many minutes in, but the first, part of the game, I guess I'll say. I don't talk about games a lot, so that was new for me. It makes a decision that's going to piss people off and did piss people off when it happened. My issue with The Last of Us 2 is how drawn out it was. I feel like they can adapt this into a season of TV in a more effective way because I think they'll be able to add depth to the character of Abby. I would almost have her entire backstory fleshed out before that decision that I referenced actually happens, and add in a lot of scenes and restructure the show in a way that gives us that depth and humanizes her earlier on before that thing I'm referring to happens. That's my thing with that. And I think they will do that, and it'll be better for it. But I do think that it's overhated. It's still, I think the first Last of Us game is better, but The Last of Us 2, I think was a fun playthrough. Long as hell, I'm not going to lie. Long as hell, but rewarding by the time you get to the end. Movie Fan 2002 says, if I have to take a guess for 2025, it's going to be Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I'm just going to move on. No, you have a good chance that that's a top 3 anticipated film for me. Is it number 1 though? Find out on January 1st. Oh man. Simba Fan says, hey, how you feeling about the success of Mufasa? I mean, good on it if it succeeds. Cool. I love the original Lion King, but I don't really care about the Lion King remake or Mufasa the Lion King. As if you guys saw my review, you guys know what I'm talking about. But cool if it does well. I'm not rooting for the film to fail. I just don't really care about that movie that much. And The Lion King from 2019 or 2020, 1994 is the definitive Lion King and always will be. So that's kind of how I feel about it. Joshua says, when will we get our next Stranger Things announcement since we didn't get one on Christmas Day? Big fan, by the way. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate it. I would say, I talked about this earlier in the stream a bit, but I'm kind of at the point where I might be done trying to guess when they drop it. You know, the next big day they could drop something would be the Super Bowl, which is in February. But if not, then when? And it kind of just is up in the air at that point. I feel like at this point, they'll just pick a random day and be like, here you go, guys. Here's a teaser. Why not? Might as well. It's Wednesday at 9 a.m. Why not? That's what they'll do. And so if not the Super Bowl and if not this upcoming New Year's Day and maybe Will Byers' birthday, it's going to get kind of hard to pinpoint that. So it's going to get to a certain point in the next few months where we're at the mercy of just a random Wednesday, any random day of the week. They'll just put out a tweet and be like, here's the teaser, guys, coming in July 7th or something like that. Let's see. Should we do another speed round? We're doing another speed round, guys. I'm running low on water. Let's do another speed round. Here we go. Taking my breath so that I can gear up for this madness. Are you excited? All right, here we go. Speed round begins in 3, 2, 1. Are you excited for the new last part of Cobra Kai? Absolutely. I'm ready for the first full trailer, but honestly, I don't even need any marketing for it because I'll be sat. X-Men 97 was awesome. One of the shows I missed out on this year. Which mom is better? Mama Joyce or Mama Steve? Steve. I love Joyce is the OG mom, but Steve is mother. Hi, Chris. If 3 characters had to die in Stranger Things 5, who would you choose? I would choose Murray. I would choose if they had to die. So Murray, Jonathan, maybe. If I don't want Nancy, I like Jonathan enough, but I'd say Jonathan, and then maybe Will. So we just killed the Byer family. No, I don't want to do that. That's harsh. Have to die. Murray, Jonathan, 11. Let's see. Who's your favorite Grinch? My favorite Grinch, Boris Karloff from the 60s. Who's your favorite Santa? Tim Allen, Santa Claus. All right, let's see. I don't have a favorite NFL team because I just don't really care about the NFL. I follow it for players, and even then, I'm college football through and through. I bleed college football, specifically Georgia football, but the pros I don't watch as much. I know I was supposed to be doing a speed round, but I just kind of zoned out for a second. Any big 2024 movies you've yet to see? The Wild Robot, Transformers 1. Did you see Millie's emotional video snippet? Caught me off guard. Yeah, I did. She was, tearing up on set. Her final moments. Doesn't feel real if the show's actually done filming yet, to be honest with you. Let's see. Yes or no? Is the 2025 slate crowded? I'd say the summer movie slate is, and that will lead to some movies underperforming. Potentially a Mission Impossible. Potentially Superman. Like, it could be a case where these blockbusters drown each other out, like in 2023 where Barbenheimer dominated, and overshadow other films, So it could be one of those situations. Unfortunately, did I see the Hunger Games? Have I seen the Hunger Games movies? Yes, all of them. All of them. What's the worst Sony Spider-Man films? Like the spin-offs specifically? Probably Madam Web. Madam Web for me, definitely. Have I watched House of Cards? No, and I don't think I ever will. If there was some controversy, and the final season, I think, had a different main character in the show because of real life things that happened with an actor. So I just have no desire to watch that show, honestly. We got some super chats. Hayden with 2. Thank you. Simba fan also with super chat saying, "Hey Chris, I love Lion King 2. Simba's Pride. It's a childhood film for me. What's that one song? He lives in you, hell, no. Banger. I watched the movie all the time growing up. I had it on VHS. I bought the Blu-ray at one point. I think I sold the Blu-ray for some reason. Haven't watched it in years. I'm so scared to watch it and hate it now because I have fond memories of watching Kiara and Kovu, and there's the crocodile pit. You've got Scar. You've got not Scar, Kovu. What's the name of Kiara or Kovu's mom, who's like the Scar character who literally has like a Be Prepared song? Lion King 2 characters. Lion King 2 characters. Zira. Yeah, Zira is in that film. Lion King 2 is Pride. Childhood film. Afraid to watch it now, though. Genuinely. Highly recommend Heretic with Hugh Grant, directed by the guys who wrote Quiet Place movies. Interesting. I've heard good things about this one, Trevor. And I've heard Hugh Grant's performance is Oscar worthy to some. So there's that. By the way, my allergies are flaring up right now, so that's why I keep doing this. I'm about to sneeze again, I think. Okay. Whew, trying not to sneeze. Fighting off a sneeze. Whew. Hey, saw your podcast with Starcourt Food Court. It was so good. Shout out the Starcourt Food Court podcast. Go give it a listen. Spotify. Check it out. Do you think the piggyback or the right side up will be better? Probably the right side up. I feel like the series finale of Stranger Things is going to be the best episode. It'll be damn near 3 hours if I had to guess. Like, it's going to be an all-time ep of the show. I hope, and I really do believe it could be. Who's the movie character you wish you could hit a night on a town with? Give me freaking Cliff Booth. 9 out of 10 nights of the week. Give me Cliff Booth. That man is 9 out of 10 nights of the week. It's funny. That doesn't actually exist. 9 out of 10 times. There you go. Cliff Booth, for sure. Brad Pitt's character, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What does he say? He goes, "Hippie girl, 50 cents. Tonight. Why not?" I quote that movie all the time with my friends, and I'd say he's probably the coolest character in the movie, and one of the coolest movie characters damn near out there. Who's your favorite between Lucas and Murray? Lucas Sinclair. Murray's funny, don't get me wrong, but Lucas is a better character. Let's see. You should come to MedCon. Yeah, I just don't think I'm going to get down this year. I know it's a bummer. I wish I was going. There's still a sliver of a chance I go. It really depends on if they announce any more guests that I haven't met. Like if David Harbour is announced, I'm going. If like Winona Ryder's announced, I'm going. But I don't think I'm going to make it down there this year, honestly. But I will say I can be swayed. I can be swayed by the guests they announce. If they have some big hitters from Stranger Things, I'll go. But that's kind of where I'm at. Like if that doesn't happen, I don't think I'm going to get down there this year, unfortunately. I've never watched the Mr. Beast show. Are you talking about like the Squid Game show that he did? Or is this the other show that he does on Amazon? Seen neither of them. Seen clips from his Squid Game thing that he did, though. Are you playing EAC? Are you playing much EACFB 25? I've been flat out after it. I got it for Christmas. Yes, sir. I haven't played it in a couple weeks, but I have been playing that game a bunch all year. I started in July when I got back from California is the first thing I did. Like I bought the game and played it. That was back in July. Crazy how time flies. But no, I've been playing it pretty much nonstop. For a while, I have a dynasty that I think I'm in like late 2030s, almost 2040. I think I was on Notre Dame last time I was playing, but I won a lot of rings with Ohio State, a lot of rings with Georgia, a ring with Virginia Tech. I won a ring with Duke. So I want to play with every team, every school that is. So yeah, it's a fantastic game, man. A lot of fun. I hope you're having a good time with it. Am I looking forward to Peacemaker season 2? Absolutely. Yeah, that show was awesome. I know, and it kind of just I haven't watched it in a couple of years now, but I really want to check it out again soon. Another one of those shows I'll be rewatching before a new season comes out, and that's like the case with a lot of things. There's seasons of TV I got to rewatch, movie franchises I got to rewatch and/or watch for the first time in 2025, and I got to watch shows for the first time in 2025. On top of that, you got the new releases for movies and shows and sports games, and it's just a lot. Hayden with the super chat saying, was Mufasa better than The Lion King 2019? Absolutely. Lion King 2019 is a soulless shot-for-shot remake of that original film. It's a masterpiece. Mufasa at least tries something new. Musically, lackluster. The movie, at least, like I said, it has an original story. Is it the most interesting? No. But it's a Mufasa origin, specifically with him and Scar. And so it's something new. It's a miss for me, though. You got to check out my review for like my full in-depth thoughts. But I would say, to answer your question, yes, it's better than The Lion King 2019. What's the worst Sonic film? To me, it was Sonic 3. I don't really know if that's a hot take because I'm not in the Sonic fandom, but yeah. Let's see. Start bench cut college quarterback edition. Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, or Carson Beck. Well, this is weird in answering this as someone who's a Georgia fan. I think Carson has his moments, but if I were given the choice of the three, I would want to start. I mean, this year in college, I would want to start Cam Ward probably. I'd probably bench Carson just because like that's two different styles of quarterbacks, and then I'd probably cut Shedeur. I think he's a bit overrated, but that's my answer right now, if I'm being honest. 3-hour stream today, or no shot, unfortunately. I would love to, but we're almost halfway there, and I got to use the bathroom soon, to be honest with you. And I'm eating dinner soon anyway. Zinks with the super chat. Thank you. There's no question attached, but if you have a question, let me know. Demogorgon versus Xenomorph. Who's winning that fight? Probably a Xenomorph, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, definitely. They're both defeated by humans in their respective movies or shows. Like Hopper defeats a Demogorgon with a sword. But then in the Alien series, specifically I'm thinking like Alien Resurrection, you can shoot these things. They just have acid, and that's the problem, I actually might lean Demogorgon. I don't know. That's actually I've never thought about this. It depends. If an army of Demogorgons went up against an army of Xenomorphs, who's winning? I would like to believe the Demogorgon is more agile, but it's really a fascinating question that I've never really thought I'd have to answer. Nerds engage with the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Death in show that could ruin the ending of Stranger Things for you. Mine is Nancy because your character arc best, in my opinion. Yeah, I would say that would be a bit sad if she died, but I could see a route where they take it. The one that would ruin the ending for me is Dustin. Dustin dying would ruin the ending for me because he's already been through so much. He just lost Eddie. To kill Dustin would be cruel, mean-spirited almost. I don't see the benefit of killing him. I would say killing Dustin would ruin the ending of the show for me because you can kill Hopper. You've done it. You've done it and faked us out. You've killed 11, faked us out. You can kill Max. She was almost already dead. You can kill Will if you need to. But to kill Dustin, that's a bit harsh, bit cruel, mean-spirited almost. He's such a lovable character. I feel like he needs to learn from Eddie's death and grow and be a leader in life. And I feel like that would be a disservice to him and his character arc. So I would say Dustin's death would ruin the show's ending for me. Again, I'm trying to get to as many of these questions as I can. There's no way I was able to get to all of them, and I won't be able to get to all of them. There's just so many of them that pour in. So I got to just kind of scroll and pick, but super chat's the way to go to guarantee I get to your question, comment, or concern. And apologies if I missed some in the chat. Have I watched Ted Lasso? I have. I really enjoy Ted Lasso. I think it ends on a high note, but season 3 is the weakest season. The final episode I dug, but seasons 1 and season 2 are the best seasons for me. I have not seen Blood Diamond. It's on the DiCaprio watch list for me. That's one of his biggest movies that I have not seen. I know he was nominated for that. I also haven't seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Do I think Vecna will get a redemption arc? Unlikely. I feel like he's done irredeemable things. There's a route they could go, but I don't think I'm here for it. Hollywood Golden Age, keep watch burn. Wizard of Oz, Gone with the Wind, Citizen Kane. So I've seen most of Gone with the Wind, but I don't think I've officially seen the whole movie from beginning to end. So I've never like logged it as having watched it, but I know enough of it, you know. And then Wizard of Oz I've seen, and Citizen Kane I've seen. I mean, I'm going to keep Wizard of Oz. I think it's the most rewatchable of those three, and it's charming. I do think that it doesn't hit for me as much as it used to in my life, but it's still, you know, it's a classic. It's a classic, undeniably. I would then probably watch Citizen Kane. I feel like it's a movie you got to watch, and then I guess Burn, Gone with the Wind. But that's a difficult one. It's an interesting one. I haven't been asked that. Have I watched Chronicles of Narnia? I grew up on Chronicles of Narnia. The first two, that is. The third stinks. I've seen it once. We'll never watch it again. But the first one I've seen probably 5+ times, and the second one I've seen a couple times. Grew up on them. Curious to see what this new Greta Gerwig take on the series is going to be. I have seen Abigail. I have a review on my Letterboxd. I dug it. And Radio Silence, quickly becoming one of the best horror duo directors out there. Let's see. Let's see. All right. All right, I'm trying to get to the next question here. Let's see. Just scrolling, trying to find a question, honestly. All right. What are your thoughts on Aaron Taylor Johnson as an actor? Sorry, you hear that? I'm out of water. That means that our time is becoming limited together because I'll need more water soon. I'm a big hydrator. What are your thoughts on Aaron Taylor Johnson as an actor? I think he's a very good actor. I haven't seen him in enough to fully gauge him, but he's good. I think he's very off and craven, but that's probably more so the script's fault than anything else. Ben's in the house. Shout out, Ben. What's up? Favorite Lego video game? Indiana Jones or Pirates of the Caribbean or Star Wars, specifically the original trilogy. Probably one of or the complete saga was fun too. Those are my jam. You know, I never played Harry Potter, honestly, but Indiana Jones was elite. Shrek 2 or The Last Wish? Shrek 2. What is The Last Wish? Am I forgetting something? Oh, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. Haven't seen it. I'm a slacker. McFly. That's on me. We got 2 more super chats. Thank you guys so much. Crushing it with the super chats. And in 2024 on a high note with the super chats. Is Will evil in season 5? I don't think Will turn evil. I think that would be a betrayal of his character. I do think we will gain new information about his time in the Upside Down, specifically in the cold open of season 5, as hinted at by the script that we got teased on Stranger Things Day 2023. Obviously, he spends a lot of time there in season 1. We don't see him much. I think they're going to fill in some of those gaps and maybe give us some information. Perhaps, hey, Will Byers actually does have this connection to Vecna. We just didn't know. And boom, you're discovering it right now. It's like this eye-opening moment. And guess what? As we, the audience, discover it, Will Byers remembers because for some reason he had it blocked out in his brain, but he rediscovers he had a relationship with Vecna of some sorts. That is my answer to your question. Stranger Fan with a super chat. Thank you so much. Love the snowball profile pic as always. How would you feel if Stranger Things 5 ended with no one getting killed off, but still pull off a great ending? I think they can do it, and here's how. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's my answer. Guardians 3 didn't kill any main characters, but it made the audience feel like we lost them and almost killed Rocket. Rocket was essentially dead, but it wasn't his time just yet. They could pull a Rocket with a character like Eleven or Will. They could also do that with Steve, for all I care. They also almost killed Drax. Like, there were multiple moments where and even Star-Lord at the end, like, there were multiple moments where they almost killed a character, and they really have you buy into the fact that this character is about to die and be gone forever. They get you there emotionally, but then right when you're like, oh, about to accept their death, they live. And I think that Stranger Things could do that. I wouldn't hate it. Now, I will say there will be a complaint. If season 5 doesn't kill any main character, the complaint of people on Twitter, specifically online, will go, well, they didn't kill anyone. The show is lame because of it. And they'll disregard the actual conclusion of the show if, you know, characters end in a fitting spot or not. And how the show wraps up, they'll just complain that no one died. That shouldn't be the end-all be-all if a show is good or not, if a character dies. I mean, who's died in Stranger Things? Let's look at it. You have to compare. A show like Game of Thrones, for example, kills characters left and right. So that's kind of an expectation that's been set. For Stranger Things, what expectation of character death has been set? Let's look at it. Well, Barb died pretty early on. That was tragic. Bob died. Billy died. Eddie died. There's usually one tragic death. In season 3 and 4, there's a tragic sacrifice. That will probably be the case. There'll be one major sacrifice death. But people aren't just going to be dropping like flies just to die. I think max, there's 2 big deaths. But even then, we said the same thing about season 4, and none of the OG mains died. So one of them probably will go. Multiple might be pushing it. I've never seen the Umbrella Academy. I heard that it failed at the ending, and so I've kind of avoided it. Would you say you're still excited for Beyond Spider-Verse? Absolutely. Yeah, I just don't think the movie's going to come out till 2028. And I said that after the first movie dropped and then the next one got delayed. I said I don't think it'll be until 2028. People laughed in my face, and every year it looks more and more like it's going to come out closer to 2028. It's not coming out in 2025. It might come out in 2026. Even then, you know how complex that animation is? I think they're lying about when this movie's going to come out. 2027, 2028 probably. I've seen every episode, and it's a fantastic piece of Star Wars media. Siege of Mandalore's elite stuff for the Clone Wars. Do I know 3C Films? Personally, I've met him in person once, but I don't know him. I know of him. I've talked to him, but I don't like know him. I've never seen Gremlins. I got to watch it eventually. Allergies are the worst. The worst of all time. Let's see. Favorite college football team is Georgia. I bleed red and black. I have my whole life. Through the ups and downs, there's a lot of years where I suffered as a Georgia fan, and then finally they won it all in the 2021 season. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. So I think it's funny. I'll go into sports right here. I always think it's funny that rival fan bases are like after Georgia won or whatever. And then when they were in their streak, Georgia's fans are so obnoxious. Well, we had to eat shit for 21 years. For my life, 21 years. It was really 41 years since they had won. And all I heard was 1980, 1980, 1980. You guys stink. You're never going to get there. You're never going to get there. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm going to throw it right back in your face. And you're going to have to be a man about it. I'm looking at Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, Georgia Tech. Sorry, Clemson. No, I'm kidding. They won 2 rings, but so they have a right to talk. But even then, any rival fan base, I don't care who it is. And then it was, every now and then after 2021, here's what it was. Ready? This is what Alabama said. Every now and then a blind squirrel finds an acorn, They went and won it in 2022. What was the excuse then? I don't know. I've thought about this recently. It's funny, too. I'm going full Barstool with this take. Full Dave Portnoy with this take. And it's going to work. Trust me. It's funny because Georgia, Kirby's 1-6 versus Alabama. But the funny thing about it is, in a way, for Alabama, Georgia's their Super Bowl. They play their best game versus them every year, and then they go and lose to Vandy or Oklahoma. They haven't won a ring since the COVID season, which was a Mickey Mouse season anyway. Yeah, you guys, congrats. You beat Georgia this year. Did you make the playoff, though? No. Keep beating Georgia. That's fine. We'll go and win national titles, and you guys can beat us. Congratulations. You beat Georgia. Great. Go win a ring. That's all I'm saying. I love to stir the pot sometimes. What's your favorite Scream movie? Scream, the original. Favorite of the main cast in Stranger Things? The main original cast. So like the kids, I would say Dustin or Gaten. But all time of the original, I also love David Harbour as Hopper, so that's tough. Joe Keery, it's really difficult. It's difficult. Favorite fast food restaurant? I'll go with... I love me some Raising Cane's, but I would say Chick-fil-A is like just a reliable go-to. A Xenomorph Demogorgon hybrid would be horrifying, especially with the acid blood. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Trying to find some questions here. I'm going to block this person real quick because I don't have time for that bullshit. And we're going to move on. All right, let's see. Hi, Chris. 2 questions. Will there be Ahsoka season 2 and any theories for the final fight in Stranger Things 5? I do think there will be an Ahsoka season 2. I think they announced that recently, actually. But, I would say Ahsoka season 1 was so strange to me because it ended and then it was like it was such a strange ending. Like the entire objective of Ahsoka season 1 was to, it was to get Ezra back essentially, right? Well, Ezra's back, but Thrawn escaped. It was so weird. It was like it almost felt like a waste of time by the end of the season. It was like everything that we had worked toward is just role reversed. And now like Ahsoka and Sabine are stuck, right? If I'm remembering correctly, it was such a weird finale. So yes, there's going to be season 2, but it's super strange to me. Super strange to me. I would say Sonic 3 is better than Mario. Ready or Not 2 announced. Are you excited for it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I am excited for this film. I watched Ready or Not for the first time in this year, and it was one of my favorite first time watches of 2024. So yeah, I'm excited for this new one. Samara Weaving's back. I really don't know what story they're going to tell because it had such a final ending, but they'll find something. I was more disappointed in probably Joker 2 now that you mention it. Joker 2 really fell off. And the trailers too really sold me on that film. It was really disheartening. Let's see. Do I think Will gets powers? 50-50. 50-50. Let's see. Water break? I'm out of water. I have seen Arcane, but I haven't seen all of it. I've seen a couple episodes. I just never caught up. It's one of those shows I'll catch up with one day, but yeah. Let's see. All right. Probably going to wrap this stream up here soon. It seems that a lot of the questions I'm almost caught up in the chat, honestly. It's been an hour and a half. You dog. Let's see. Favorite Dustin outfit? I think I got to go with season 4. Season 4 when he has the thinking cap hat. That one's my favorite, probably. Probably my favorite. I don't know what's going on in the chat right now. Okay, let's see. Favorite Spider-Man villain? I got to go with Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, to be honest with you. Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin for me. Who would you want to come back from the dead in season 5 of Stranger Things? I would say not just Eddie. I would love to see Eddie back. It would be nice to see Smirnoff. I would love to see Smirnoff make a return. Let's see. But no, that's kind of the end of the stream, I think. We got, an hour 38 in. There was an impersonator of me, so I don't know what that says, but that's cool. And interesting. Okay, so yeah. That was the stream, I think, though. But that was a fun one, guys. Thank you for being here. It was the last stream of 2024. That's the year end. It's December 30th. Went for about an hour and 40 minutes. Really was a fun one. So thank you guys for being here. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much. If you guys sent in a super chat, it means a lot, truly. And if you hit the like button or just watched, and didn't even comment or say anything, you just watched it and, watched all the madness unfold, I appreciate you guys for being here. But no, that's a fun one. It's another one of the books. That's another year of live streams in the books. I got some videos coming out today and tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Some end of the year stuff, and then some most anticipated stuff as we approach 2025, which is almost here. But lots to look forward. Lots to look forward to. I need a water break. I also need dinner, so I'm gonna go do that. But I will be back at some point in 2025 with my first stream of the year. I don't know when that will be, but I'll obviously let you guys know. But I have my top 10 movies of the year, top 10 most anticipated 2025, top 10 most anticipated shows, and a movie tier list of all the 2024 films that I watched dropping very soon But that does it for this live Q&A, the final one of 2024 for one last time here on the live streams on the Film Stock channel. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.